finally kind of at hand here. I mean, just you feeling better, feeling good about the attitude of the team?
You know, I feel really good about the attitude. I mean, the players they want to play, so I feel good about that. And again, there's always just a sense of uncertainty as you approach the first game. Whoever you're playing, it doesn't matter if you're opening a home or, you know, last year we opened up in South Dakota against Iowa State. I mean, but I know the players are excited, they're ready, and we've covered a lot of things. It's just you wonder if you've covered all of it enough. And, you know, early in the season in college basketball, you see some kind of head-scratching scores sometimes, and the reason is because nobody's been tested yet. You know, we got to make sure our zone offense needs to be working just as well as our man offense, because they may come in and zone us for 40 minutes. You know, you got to have your press offenses in. You got to be. You can't be overthinking the game, and that's the message I gave our guys today. Is they just got to play and play with confidence, and don't worry about making mistakes. And let it all hang out.
You've got nearly 12 guys to pull from this year. How challenging is that as a coach to try and define those rotations?
It's going to be hard. There's no doubt. And then, again, one of the other messages is, you know, don't count the minutes you're playing out there. Make the minutes you're playing count. And if our players can do that, then don't want our guys pacing themselves. We want to play as hard as we can for as long as we can. And, you know, one of the strengths of this team is, I think, our depth. So we're going to have to all probably sacrifice a little bit when it comes to that. The players need to understand that and accept that. Go from there.
Is it a good problem to have as a coach? That, you know,
yeah, absolutely. I'd rather have too many players and not enough. I can tell you that. Absolutely. It's just, you know, again, I think when it comes to egos and, you know, everybody wants to play 40 minutes a game, and I understand that. There's maybe a player or two I want to play 40 minutes a game, but it's hard, again, physically to play the way we want to play, you know, that much. So just play your tail off when you're in there. That's the message.
Coach Dallas Walton going to redshirt this year?
Yeah, we're going to redshirt Dallas and we're going to redshirt Alex. That's right. So those two guys will redshirt.
What would you tell fans that are thinking about coming out to the game tomorrow night, trying to get them in this building?
Well, number one, I think this team is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be, you know, when you come to the opener, you see, you know, a lot of the new faces, and you get a chance to see where we start. And then as you watch this team progress through the season, you see where we finish. That's the beauty of college basketball, is you can see a team really evolve and grow before your eyes, from the first game in November until you know, the last game in February or March, whenever it is. So, and I think this is an exciting team to watch. We got good players. We're going to play fast. We're going to try to get up and down, and I think it'll be an exciting brand of basketball to watch. And, so hopefully the enthusiasm of Colorado basketball is there, and I know our players are ready. Hopefully our fans are too.
If you don't mind looking ahead just briefly, what's your lasting memory of the game at Seattle University, the end of 2 seasons ago?
Well, I remember, you know, being extremely disappointed, and kind of gave us a reality check of where we were mentally and emotionally. But, you know, I give credit to Seattle. They beat us, and they wanted a game more than we did, and so who knows, they might be our new rival.
That whole experience in that tournament, or you know, looking back, it would have been easy to just say, hey, we're not.
No,
we're
look,
done.
I feel very, very convicted in when I say that the reason we played in that tournament was for, number one, the young players to get some experience. Dom and Torrey were freshmen at that time, so and Wesley, you know, was a sophomore. We wanted to get those guys some tournament experience, number one. And number two, the problem that team had that year was they picked and they chose when to compete. And by not playing in that tournament, I would have been picking to not compete. And that was a problem that our team had. Yeah. So I didn't want to perpetuate that problem as our coach, saying, oh, we're too good for the CBI tournament. Hey, we got a chance to play, let's go play. And when the season's over, we can't play anymore, we're done. You know, and I think that was just a principle statement on my behalf. And, not that I wanted to do it, Not that our players wanted to do it, but it had to be done in my mind from a principal standpoint.
How tough is it to scout a team when you don't really have?
Really hard, really hard. I mean, it's I mean, that's what makes. Again, that's another reason why in November you see some funny scores, is because the preparation, is difficult.
What have you seen from any limited?
Oh well, I coached against Coach Katz when I was at Northern Colorado. He was at Sac State. He was just getting started there, and he's a very good coach. We've seen some film. Graves is a very good point guard. He had 20 against Arizona State at Arizona State last year to open the season. He's a junior. They're a veteran team, juniors and seniors. The Strings kid, who starts at the 3, can play the 4, is a pick and pop guy. Very good player. Those two guys are really good. Their big guy in the middle is a solid player. But look, they got good players, and we got to be ready to play. So that's the thing. You can't take anybody for granted. And we're certainly not taking Sacramento State for granted. I got a lot of respect for their program and what Coach Katz has done.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay. One